You're watching KPVM News 46. Weekend Review. With Deanna O'Donnell. And Jason Koblenz.
Welcome to News 46's Weekend Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Jason Koblenz. One man suffering from gunshot wounds was airlifted on Saturday afternoon to University Medical Center in Las Vegas in critical condition. He apparently shot at deputies who exchanged fire with the suspect following a domestic dispute.
On Saturday, approximately 2:24 p.m., Nye County Sheriff's deputies were sent to 4790 Mans Road in response to a reported domestic violence situation where a male had apparently discharged several rounds from a gun. According to reports, a resident on the same property had heard gunfire and reportedly checked on a trailer on the property and found blood inside the trailer. Upon arrival of the initial two deputies, they encountered a male later discovered to be a member of the Haitians Motorcycle Club. The 300-pound male was sitting in a chair next to the front gate of the driveway on the property. As the deputies made contact and attempted to talk with the man, he rose from the chair, pulled a large caliber pistol, aimed and fired numerous rounds at one of the deputies. Neither deputy was hit. Both of the deputies returned fire, striking the suspect several times. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Ambulance was dispatched to the scene, where they treated the suspect prior to his being flown to UMC Trauma Center in Las Vegas via Mercy Air, who landed on scene on Mans Road. Apparently, another man on scene was also treated. He suffered lacerations to his forearm and shoulder, according to reports. Family members also arrived on scene and talked to deputies about the condition of the suspect that was shot. At this time, the person who was shot is being treated at UMC Trauma Center, but his condition is unknown. The investigation is ongoing. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. On June 30th, Deputies Summer Daniker and Wesley Fancher responded to shots fired at a residence on Mans Road. Upon arrival, they spotted 55-year-old Edward Garza sitting in a chair in the front yard of the property. Garza reportedly proceeded to pull out a pistol and began firing at the officers. Garza was struck 2 times by officers in the chest and was airlifted to UMC Trauma Center in Las Vegas in critical condition. He has now been transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office detention facility and is being held on $500,000 bail. Garza is facing 2 counts of attempted murder of a peace officer, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, discharging a firearm within or from a structure, aiming a firearm at a human being, or discharging a weapon where a person might be in danger, or carrying a concealed weapon, being a knife or a weapon without a permit.
The vice president of the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce has been placed under arrest. 69-year-old Charles Benfonte has been charged with 2 counts of child pornography and use of the internet to control child pornography. Nye County Sheriff's deputies searched Benfonte's home and have been confiscated computers for their analysis. He was booked in the Nye County Sheriff's Office detention facility pending $10,000 bail. A joint investigation between the Tucson, Arizona Police Department and the Nye County Sheriff's Office led to an arrest of a pornography target in Tucson, Arizona, and during that investigation it was identified that he had sent photographs to Benfonte and has received photographs from Benfonte that are believed to be child pornography. A meeting was held this afternoon at Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber has issued this statement saying that they have not formed an opinion as to the guilt of Mr. Benfonte. However, the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce does not condone any type of this behavior and have decided, with the advice of legal counsel, to terminate Mr. Benfonte's membership effective July 20th, 2012. According to their bylaws, they must give 15 days notice.
And that bail for Charles Benfonte has since been reduced to $5,000. 2 people were taken into custody after shots were reportedly fired at a home on Red Rock Street near Highway 372 Thursday afternoon. Yesterday afternoon at approximately 4:20 p.m., deputies from the Nye County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to 1200 Red Rock Drive after a woman at this address called 911 to report that her husband was threatening her and had discharged one of his guns inside the house. While speaking with the Nye County Sheriff's Office dispatcher, the woman disconnected the line and no further contact was established. Due to the nature of the call and the unknown circumstances inside the house, all available Nye County Sheriff's Office units responded to the scene, and paramedics from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Service were staged in the area. Deputies quickly secured the area and eventually detained several individuals on the property. The woman who initiated the 911 call was found unharmed. She told deputies that her husband, Pierce Britt, age 67, had threatened her with a 9mm pistol and at one point discharged the gun into the floor next to her. Pierce Britt was one of the individuals detained outside. He initially denied any knowledge or involvement in the incident, however later admitted to firing his pistol. He further admitted that he had instructed another woman to hide the gun, as well as 2 additional guns just prior to the arrival of the Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies. The other woman was identified on scene as Tammy Martin, age 49. Martin also initially denied any knowledge or involvement in the incident, but when presented with evidence to the contrary, admitted to helping Britt get his guns before the shooting and subsequently hiding them from deputies afterwards. Both Pierce Britt and Tammy Martin appeared to be under the influence of alcohol during the entire incident. Both were arrested and booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center on the following charges: Pierce Britt, assault with a deadly weapon, discharging a weapon inside a structure, possession of a weapon while under the influence of alcohol, and concealing evidence of a crime. Tammy Martin, possession of a weapon while under the influence of alcohol, concealed evidence of a crime, aiding a felony offender, and obstructing a public officer. Pierce Britt is being held on the amount of $11,274 bail. Martin is being held on the amount of $6,911 bail. Anyone with information pertaining to this case is asked to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
A motorcycle rider suffered major injuries after crashing his bike on Highway 372 in Pahrump Valley Boulevard.
A single vehicle accident occurred on Highway 372 and Pahrump Valley Boulevard Saturday afternoon. Nye County Sheriff's deputies arrived on scene along with Nevada Highway Patrol and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to find one individual who had apparently crashed his motorcycle in the intersection. First reported as a 2-vehicle accident, actually this person laid down his own bike. He was transported to the Calvada Aero Pad, where Mercy Air 21 met the victim and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to be transported to UMC Trauma Center in Las Vegas with head injuries. His condition is unknown at this time. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
We would like to recognize KPVM-TV sales executive and former EMT Ryan Muccio, who came across the accident and was able to help render aid to the victim until medics arrived.
Yeah, thanks so much there, Ryan. Yeah. And News 46 will be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Since the Nye County Republican Central Committee conducted an arrest of 3 of the Pahrump Town Board members in June for repealing Ordinance 46 concerning incorporation of the town of Pahrump, the Town Board put in its place an end resolution giving the citizens a right to vote for or against incorporation. County Commissioner Butch Boraski has said that people in town have asked him to put it up to the voters if they would like to keep the Town Board as a form of government. That item was placed on the County Commissioner's agenda. The item passed 5-0 in favor of a question to be placed on the November ballot. Town Board member Harley Culkin commented to the board before they cast their vote. Commissioner Butch Boraski wore a novelty nail through the head gag he said he wore to bring humor to the meeting, which he correctly anticipated would get heated.
There was a petition circulated for quite some time in a pretty good location, actually, in Smith's parking lot. And especially in the beginning of the month, which in the trade we used to call Mother's Day, because half the town's on welfare, you know, because they can't find work, and the county's done such a good job of trying to bring business in. In one day, you probably have enough people that could have signed that petition. But apparently, a majority of the town doesn't want to sign up that petition because I'm sure I would have heard by now that they would have had enough signatures, correct, if they got them. And then, of course, then the procedure would have moved forward and been on the ballot. So obviously enough people in Pahrump didn't want to sign the petition. Some people were badgered into signing it. One Smith's employee told me that he went over to that booth. He simply wanted to sign up so that he could register to vote in November. And they told me he had to sign all those petitions first before he was allowed to register to vote.
Please,
I gotta have some
keep
fun
your comments.
here, but, someone please call Pahrump Valley Disposal. Some of the trash got out of the dumpster. Anyway, I hear a lot about backdooring, and that's exactly what I look at this.
It is very unfortunate that this determination was done, as far as I know,
without questioning or informing any member of the Pahrump Town Board. I was equally surprised that the commissioner that placed the issue on the agenda item was Commissioner Boraski, whom I work with on a variety of issues and whom I highly respect. However, he chose not to mention this issue to me before using the back door of the media to tell me and other members of the Pahrump Town Board that he has determined that we no longer serve the best interests of the town of Pahrump.
I would like to remind everybody one more time that this is not a backdoor attempt to get rid of the town board. This is exactly what it says on the agenda, to put a question on the ballot. Regardless of what Commissioner Boraski believes, and I don't know if I even know what Commissioner Boraski believes, but regardless of where he lies on this, the agenda item is to ask for a ballot question, period.
Longtime Commissioner Joni Easley gave her reason she decided to vote in favor of the agenda item.
I noted this quote from the town board chairman, which I'm assuming is correct. The town chairman, and I'm going to read directly from the paper, noted that Boraski does indeed have the right to put the item on the BOC's agenda, but she certainly does not agree with the commissioner. She said that she was told the commissioners are likely to pass the ballot, the item. Quote, "We were told that Mr. Shinhofen, Mr. Boraski, and Lorinda Wickman will vote for it. I think it's a money grab. The county already has trouble balancing their budget. The town comes in under budget every year, so I see it as a money grab," she said. And I would simply bring attention to whatever town board members are in the audience itself, and my colleagues on the board. Do any of you remember the action that the Pahrump Town Board took on June 30th, 2011? The town board could not balance its budget. Therefore, they voted to pass a 53% tax increase from 0.243 to 0.3711 of their ad valorem tax. That's where the money grab came. It's not coming from this board. And additionally, I would add to that a town board member's responsibilities to the people they represent are no different than ours. Town board members, or the town board itself, is one of their responsibilities is to oversee the town's budget process and revenue allocations. And I was really dismayed, and frankly, I'm not going to use a term that some politicians use by saying I was disappointed. Frankly, I was pissed when I read that in the newspaper, that somebody who would have been elected in 2008 and served 4 full years on the town board and having gone through 4 full budget cycles would not have known that this county has no more authority to take revenues from the town of Pahrump as an elected town board than they would to take those revenues from the town of Pahrump if they were an advisory board. And frankly, that's what pushed me over on this issue, and it will be my pleasure to vote in favor of it.
Well, I will call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. She called for the vote. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
That passes 5-0.
And you can visit KPVM's YouTube page to watch the full meeting.
Town board members Harley Culkin and Vicki Parker gave a reaction to the decision Tuesday by the commissioners that may be a turning point in the future of Pahrump.
I expected it to pass. I just was surprised that it was unanimous. I've always felt that there's been strained relations between the town and the county has not been a very good friend of Pahrump. And as far as I'm concerned today, only pointed out that they came out of the closet and they declared war against the town of Pahrump, and I'm prepared for the challenge.
I actually have no objections to it being on the ballot. What I have objections to is the misinformation and the anger and the hatred that I've seen displayed by the commissioners toward the town board. I find that offensive.
Do you have a belief or or opinion about why that they've decided to do this?
I think that there was pressure from the Nye County Republican Central Committee on Mr. Boraski. I think that's where it originated, but I can't say for sure.
You think it's stemming from what went down with the arrest and the Ordinance 46?
I think so. The town board refused to let itself be bullied by that particular group of individuals, and it appears that the county has listened to them.
The town has a different idea. We want to make it a safe place to raise a family and retire, and we're trying to increase tourism, which is our gold mine is Las Vegas, and we're trying to develop the fairgrounds area, and we're taking some very bold progressive steps, and I believe that the county is not happy with what we're doing.
Is there anything that the town board can do at this point?
Other than urge people to vote? No.
Well, what the town can do now is educate the people and encourage them to get out and vote. That's one of the problems. There's just too much apathy. That crowd today certainly does not represent even remotely close to the majority of the way the people in Pahrump feel. But those people are working and doing whatever. But they're going to have to get involved, and they're going to have to make their thoughts known. We know that as individuals because we talk to them on the phone and emails. I'm a businessman. I go into these people's houses, so we have a good feel of how the public at large really feels. And it's a lot different than what these people would like people to believe.
And Commissioner Butch Boraski commented to News 46 about the commissioners' meeting.
Frankly, I did not expect this to be a unanimous vote, but the people that are angry, and many people in this valley are angry, are not only contacting me, the newspapers, the TV stations, commissioners. I mean, it's showing that it's time that the town of Pahrump's got to start listening to the people and understanding that they're tired of government. And it trickles down from Obama administration all the way down to us.
They're saying that the Nye County Republican Central Committee is bullying the county commissioners now into putting this item on the agenda, and that they stood up against them.
Well, if I can say this on the air, bullshit. I'm sorry, they don't bully me into anything. I'm doing this because the majority of the people, and a large number of them, and I can't say it's 50% or what it is, but the people are contacting me and say they're total fed up. This isn't just wingnuts, rednecks, yahoos. It's everyday people, and we have all of those here, and we might as well face it. That's our town, and we need to accept that. It's the type of people that live here, and it's the average person has just totally said, I'm fed up, I'm mad as hell, and I won't take it anymore.
And we'll have more of News 46 Week in Review when we come back.
And welcome back to News 46's Week in Review. The latest recipient of the Act of Kindness Award is Jan Lindsay. She has volunteered for many years to many nonprofit groups throughout the valley, including the Pahrump Arts Council, Art for Young People, and currently is the local contact for the RSVP program, which is the Retired Senior Volunteer Program. Butch Harper presented Jan last week during a surprise presentation.
Today, this is July 2012. We're here today to recognize a lady that's devoted to so many people in this town. She never considers her own time or her health. She's constantly moving. And this lady needs some volunteers. We need some drivers. So I'm just going to cut my part short, and I just want to have Jan Lindsay come here. Come on. A lot of you people know who Jan is, but this lady she never stops. It's constant 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She not just sits in the office, but she also visits patients and takes care of them. And, it's just an endless job of being a caring person. So, like I say, I'm going to cut this short, and I would like to present an Act of Kindness Award to Jan Lindsay. Jan, thank you very much for what you're doing for the community. And if you might want to read it.
Thank you very much. An Act of Kindness Award presented to Jan Lindsay for being the backbone and driving force of RSVP. I'm not sure that's true, but I'll take it. No act of kindness is ever wasted, and I believe that is very true. This is a wonderful award. Thank you very much.
Now, this is,
Thank you.
like, this lady does not stop herself. Sometimes it's 7/24, so I just like Jan to explain what her program is all about, RSVP, and the needs the program needs, like volunteers and drivers.
I
Jan?
will, Butch. Thank you very much. We need drivers. We need drivers to get seniors to their medical appointments primarily. We have 37 clients, and we have 6 drivers. We need 12 to 13 drivers in order to make it easy on everyone. We try to match the driver to the zip code of the client so that there's not a lot of time and gas for the driver, and there is a small stipend mileage reimbursement for the drivers. So please call me at 751-5282. We also have a respite for the caregiver. This program puts a volunteer in your home to allow you, the caregiver, to take a break. You can go shopping without worrying about your loved one. You can go down to the duck pond for a walk, take some photos. You can have lunch with friends. Anything that you want to do for 4 to 5 hours once a week. And I know that you caregivers out there are on duty 24/7, and we want to give you the break that you really need and deserve. So please give me a call, 751-5282. Thank you.
The Board of County Commissioners voted 5-0 in favor of an investigation of the Public Administrator's Office. On their agenda was a discussion of deliberation concerning a request to investigate a complaint against the Nye County Public Administrator's Office regarding administration of Barbara Marie McSweeney's property after her death.
Madam Chair, I received this request from Linda Bromell of Amargosa Valley. She gave a lengthy email substantiating her request. She requested that this action be taken, and I did not include it because I think there might be some things that would be pertinent to the investigation in that request. And so, unfortunately, basically, you just have the content of her request there.
I've reviewed it, and the board does have the specific charge of investigating complaints against the public administrator.
Do we have a staff recommendation on this one?
I would recommend that the investigation be done.
Madam Chairman, before you make a motion, I think one of the things that we need to discuss is there's really nothing in place, I think, with regards to how or who that investigation is going to be done by.
I assumed it would be your office.
Well, I was afraid of that.
And see, I assumed it would be the sheriff's investigators, but.
Well, I don't know if it's criminal, is the thing. And I guess, this could, and I'm not saying that we couldn't do it. My only concern is with everything that we're doing, what I may ask is if it would be appropriate for me to approach the Attorney General's office and ask if we can do an arrangement with them, which they have the capabilities of doing. They can assist us. Okay. There may be some costs involved in that. But if I think if we want to meld this in, if I have the capabilities of getting some assistance from the Attorney General's office, I may need to do that in order to do this in a timely manner.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes 5-0.
Fireworks filled the sky for about a half an hour over the Prump Nugget on Highway 372 and 160 last weekend.
The Prump Nugget held their annual fireworks show on Saturday night. Festivities began at 4 p.m. with food eating contest, bounce houses, and lots of games. At 9:15, the fireworks show began. The parking lot was filled with onlookers who parked in their vehicles, set up chairs, and watched the 22-minute show with a spectacular finale. This is Darby O'Donnell for News 46.
And the 5th Annual Independence Day Parade was held Wednesday morning in the Calvada Eye.
The 5th Annual Independence Day Parade was held here at the Calvada Eye. We're going to let you see some of that parade and speak to Commissioner Butch Boraski.
Well, we had quite a bunch today, and I had a really good bunch up there organizing everything. And this parade went really quickly compared to the ones in the past. The one good thing, next year I've always been promised a drum line to go along with the color guard. And we are trying to bring more people in from Las Vegas. You'll notice that we had a lot of trikes and motorcycles here, and a lot of that came of the Brothers of the Wheel out of Las Vegas. And we also had some other groups. We had another gentleman just moved into town, American Legion, and he brought his group with him. So hopefully we'll have a bigger and a better turnout next year. We always seem to have a little niche in, and somehow somebody turned them into the back end of the eye here and shortened the parade up. But again, I think we had a really good turnout. I encourage more people to come next year, more businesses, and enjoy Independence Day. And then, of course, head on over to the Liberty Festival at Petrick Park, which is up next.
The VFW had a breakfast here today. Yeah, we had a pancake breakfast this morning. It was $3, like it always is. A lot of people come in and had a really good time, really good turnout. And I invite everybody to come back again next year. Again, we can make this a bigger and better event every year with the help of the local people, and we get more people involved and more people into the parade itself. Again, it went really quickly, but there again, we had a really efficient crew up there just pushing them through. So wonderful turnout. Thousands gathered for the Pahrump Town fireworks on the 4th of July. Darby O'Donnell reports.
The town of Pahrump held their annual fireworks show at Petrick Park last night. This popular show brings in locals and tourists from all over to share the much-anticipated event. Pahrump, being a town known for selling fireworks, has also been a town that is legendary for their spectacular fireworks show. Last night's spectacle lasted 25 minutes with an outstanding finale. Yesterday's rain didn't seem to disturb the morning parade in Calvada Eye or the fireworks show. The clouds parted just in time for the grass to dry up at Petrick Park and the show to begin. Spectators sat in chairs and on blankets with friends and family, picnicked and enjoyed the day in the park in anticipation for the show. Vendors' booths lined the park, and entertainment in the form of a disc jockey, sliders, and jumpers were set up for kids. The Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce rented booths to vendors in order to sell during this event. I'm Darby O'Donnell for News 46.
And we'll be right back with more of News 46 Week in Review right after this.